In moments of unthinkable tragedy, the very foundation of a nation is tested. Today, we delve into the haunting chapters of American history that have forever changed the discourse on gun control, mental health, and school safety as we count down the 5 deadliest school shootings in U.S. history between 1982 and July 2023. And please note that this ranking is based on the number of fatalities and the injured from each event. Number 5. Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, Parkland, Florida, 2018. 17 fatalities and 17 injured. The Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting was a tragic event that occurred on February 14, 2018 in Parkland, Florida. A 19-year-old former student named Nicholas Cruz entered the school with a semi-automatic rifle and opened fire on students and staff, killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. He then fled the scene and was arrested later that day. This shooting sparked debates about gun control, school safety, mental health, and media ethics. Students at the school founded an advocacy group called Never Again, MSD, which lobbied for gun reform. The prosecution sought the death penalty for Cruz, who pleaded guilty to 34 counts of murder and attempted murder in October 2021. He apologized for his actions and said he wished he could get a second chance. Cruz was then sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Number 4. Stockton Schoolyard shooting, Stockton, California, 1989. 6 fatalities and 29 injured. The Stockton Schoolyard shooting was a tragic event that occurred on January 17, 1989 at Cleveland Elementary School in Stockton, California. A 24-year-old former student named Patrick Purdy, who had a criminal history and mental health problems, set his car on fire and then opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle on the school playground where hundreds of children were playing. He killed 5 children and wounded 32 others, most of whom were Cambodian and Vietnamese immigrants. He then shot himself in the head. The shooting was the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history until 1999 and sparked debates on gun control and school safety. It also led to the first assault weapons ban in California. The motives of Purdy remain unclear, but he had carved and written hateful messages on his rifle and jacket. Number 3. Columbine High School, Littleton, Colorado, 1999. 13 fatalities and 24 injured. The Columbine High School shooting was a tragic event that occurred on April 20th, 1999 at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. 2 senior students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, killed 12 students and 1 teacher and injured 21 others with guns and explosives. They then committed suicide in the school library. The shooting was the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history until 2018. The motives of the shooters remain unclear, but they had planned the attack for at least a year and had expressed their anger and resentment in videos and journals. The shooting sparked debates about gun control, school safety, mental health, and media ethics. The police response was also criticized for being slow and ineffective. Number 2. Robb Elementary School, Uvalde, Texas, 2022. 21 fatalities and 17 injured. The Robb Elementary School shooting was a horrific event that occurred on May 24, 2022 in Uvalde, Texas. An 18-year-old former student named Salvador Ramos killed 19 children and 2 teachers with 2 semi-automatic rifles. He also wounded his grandmother at their home before the shooting. He entered the school through a rear door and barricaded himself in a classroom for more than an hour. He was eventually shot and killed by a Border Patrol tactical team.
Good afternoon. Brian Mays along with Ashley Godot and Tony Plahetsky here in the KVUE studio. We're interrupting regular programming this afternoon with some breaking news that we feel is really important to our viewers, but also really difficult. KVUE has reached the point in our reporting on the Uvalde mass shooting where we are prepared to show the public for the very first time video from inside of Robb Elementary School, the hallway that led to the classroom where a gunman with an assault rifle killed 19 students and 2 teachers back on May 24th.
And again, we know now that that gunfire went on for about 2 minutes inside that classroom.
The shooting sparked outrage over the delayed response by local and state police, who waited outside the school for over an hour while children were dying inside. The school district announced plans to demolish the school and build a memorial for the victims. The motives for Ramos's rampage are still unknown. Number 1. Virginia Tech Massacre, Blacksburg, Virginia, 2007. 33 fatalities and 23 injured. The Virginia Tech Massacre was a tragic event that occurred on April 16, 2007 at the campus of Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University in Blacksburg, Virginia. A student named Sung Wee Cho killed 32 people and wounded 17 others with 2 semi-automatic pistols in 2 separate attacks. The first attack took place at a dormitory where Cho shot and killed 2 people. The second attack occurred about 2 hours later at a classroom building where Cho chained the doors shut and opened fire on students and faculty members. He then killed himself as police arrived.
It is an act of evil on a scale that we've never seen in this country before. At 7:15 this morning, in a Virginia Tech dormitory, a lone gunman shot and killed 2 people, beginning what would become the deadliest shooting spree in U.S. history. More than 2 hours later, undetected, he had reached an engineering classroom building where he killed 30 people more. The rampage ended when the gunman, still in the classroom building, turned one of his semi-automatic pistols on himself. What happened in those 2.5 hours was a nightmare of unprecedented proportion. 32 were killed, including the gunman. 33 died. And more than 25 other people were injured, many of them tonight fighting for their lives. There are troubling questions in the aftermath. Why were students innocently sitting in class 2 hours after the first shooting incident? We're going to begin tonight with ABC's David Curley, who is on.
The massacre was the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history until 2016. It sparked debates about gun laws, mental health, campus security, and media ethics. Cho had a history of mental health problems and had sent a package of photos and videos to NBC News before the second attack, in which he expressed his anger and resentment. The motives for his rampage remain unclear. The scars left by these horrific events remain fresh, even years after they've passed. These shootings left lasting impacts on the survivors, the victims' families, the school communities, and the nation. It's our responsibility to remember, learn, and to advocate for change. What steps can be taken to prevent further tragedies? Is it time for stricter gun control laws in America? Let us know your thoughts below. And let's never forget their stories or their names. Until next time, take care.